4-stroke petrol engine theoretical wall timing diagram, as well as for 4-stroke diesel engine theoretical and actual wall timing diagram, right? What is meant by wall time diagram? Can anyone tell me what it denotes?
The the times when the valve is opening and closing.
Yes, the time at which the inlet valve is opening means with respect to rotation of the crank, when the inlet valve is opening, when the exhaust valve is opening, when they are closing, and when the spark is injected. So this is theoretical one. According to theoretical one, each stroke consists of half revolution of the crank, that is 180°, whereas coming to actual case it is not. Okay, so I already told the reasons why they are differed from the theoretical or ideal case. Okay, that is for petrol engine, so diesel engine, and this is for petrol engine. Now today we will discuss about two-stroke petrol engine. You are aware that the difference between main difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engine. In two-stroke engine, the power stroke, that is 4 series of operations, are completed in 1 revolution of the crank. The power is produced in 1 revolution of the crank, whereas in four-stroke engine it is developed in 2 revolutions of crank, right? Means in 1 revolution of the crank, 4 operations has to be performed. 4 operations has to be. Here also in 2 revolution of the crank, 4 operations has to be performed. How many strokes are there for two-stroke? We have only 2 stroke. Whereas in case of four-stroke engine, we have 4 strokes of the piston. Okay. Now in two-stroke engine, within these 2 strokes, these 4 operations has to be completed. Okay, I'll explain in detail, right? So basically in two-stroke engine, we have only 2 strokes. Within these 2 strokes, 4 operations need to be performed. In these 2 strokes, we can say we can say expansion and compression, but internally suction and exhaust are also happening. How it will be, I'll show you. Now, let me first come to the figure. Right now, we can see here the basic difference between 4-stroke and 2-stroke is, in 4-stroke engine we are calling their valves. In 2-stroke engine we are calling it as ports. Means the valves arrangements are replaced by ports. The valves are replaced by ports in case of 2-stroke engine. Port is nothing but a opening in the side of a valve. No mechanism, nothing, just it is the opening, air passes. Okay, now we can see over here. Now this is the cut section of 2-stroke engine. What is this one? Tell me, anyone?
Power generator.
It is the spark plug. Okay, it is the spark plug. Now this is what? Piston.
Piston.
Okay, and this is the crankcase. This is the crankcase, right? And this is the exhaust port. Port is nothing but this opening. This opening is called port. Okay, this is the exhaust port. There is no valve, all are ports only. And this is the inlet port, already written here. And this is the transfer port. This is the transfer port. Now, and you know that this is the top dead center and this is the bottom dead center. What is this one? What is this one? Connecting rod. And this, yeah, this is the crank. You know very well, right? This is the crank and this is the connecting rod. This is the piston. This is the piston pin. Okay, or gudgeon pin, and this is the crank pin. The bigger end is connected to the crank. The smaller end is connected to the piston, right? And over the piston, we can see piston grooves are there. Right now, let us assume. Please understand, very important and a little bit tricky also. Once you understand the story, you can't forget again. Okay, so total how many ports are there in this one? Please tell me. Total how many ports? 3 ports are there. Three ports. One is inlet port, other one is exhaust port, and other one more. Last one is the transfer port. Okay, right. Now here, look here. TDC, BDC. Let us assume it's already completed one cycle. It's already completed one cycle and the piston is at the top dead center. Initially, the piston is at the top dead center. Now, and look at the figure carefully. When the piston is moving downward direction, which port will uncovers first?
Exhaust.
Exhaust port.
Exhaust port.
Exhaust port is uncovered. Next, after that, transfer port or inlet
Transfer
port?
port.
Transfer port.
In transfer.
Then finally, inlet port
Inlet
is open.
Petrol air mixture.
Agree? Right. Means when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, so first exhaust port opens EPO, then transfer port opens TPO. I'm writing shortcut. Then inlet port opens when the piston is moving from top dead center to bottom dead center. Now, during the return stroke of the piston, that is nothing but when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, what will happen? Tell me first. First, which
Inlet
port is
port.
closes, right?
Will close
Right.
first.
In first inlet port
Then
closes,
transfer port.
transfer port closes, then
Then exhaust port. Sir.
exhaust port closes. Clear till now, all of you? Right. Now, let us assume when the piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. Again, before that, I want to explain this petrol air mixture is coming from where?
Inlet carburetor.
From the car,
Inlet port.
from the carburetor,
Okay.
right? From the carburetor. So within this petrol air mixture, lubricant is also there. Lubricant is also there, right? Why? Because for two-stroke engine, there is no dedicated lubrication system. Okay, so therefore what we are doing, we are mixing lubricating oil with the petrol within the petrol tank. Okay, so therefore the charge entering into the two-stroke engine is combination of air plus petrol plus lubricant. And one more thing, this air plus fuel mixture does not enter into the engine cylinder directly, rather it will enter into the crankcase. It will enter into the crankcase, remember. So the fuel air mixture will not enter into the engine cylinder directly. They will enter into the crankcase. How it will enter?
Crankcase.
Right now means in order to take place suction, what is to be created? Please tell me. In order to create suction, what need to be created? Either pump or engine. We need to create vacuum. Agree? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We need to create vacuum, nothing but we need to create pressure difference. Once you create pressure difference, automatically suction will take place, right? Now always outside atmospheric pressure, inside less than atmosphere. Now let us assume, now this is the bottom position of the piston. Now the piston is at the bottom dead center here. When the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, can you see my cursor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when the piston is when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, right? First it uncovers inlet port, right? Now first it uncovers inlet port. For further movement of the piston, what will happen? It will create vacuum inside the crankcase. So when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, it will create vacuum inside the crankcase. Therefore, we can see inlet port is here. It will open due to the pressure difference. Therefore, the air fuel mixture along with the lubricating oil will enter into the crankcase when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC. Means the suction is taking place. Yes or no?
Sir, can you explain one more time?
Right. When the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, right? First it uncovers inlet port, right? Again, further movement of the piston will create, nothing is there. When nothing is there, what will be created? Vacuum will be created. And this is connected to your carburetor. So this is connected to your carburetor. Within the carburetor, the pressure is 1 bar, that is atmospheric pressure. Within the crankcase, the pressure is less than atmosphere, that is vacuum pressure. Therefore, this inlet port will open. Therefore, air fuel mixture will enter into the crankcase. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now during the traveling of this piston, first it uncovers inlet port, then it uncovers, covers
Transfer
right?
port, sir.
Right. After opening the inlet port, it covers transfer port. Okay, right. So what is the purpose of transfer port? You need to know right now, because the air fuel mixture does not enter directly into the engine cylinder, rather it will enter into the crankcase. Then how this air fuel mixture will go to the engine cylinder? Via transfer port. Right now, so via transfer port, the air fuel mixture within the crankcase will go to the engine cylinder. Okay, right. So when this transfer port will open, when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, the transfer port is open. So from then the air fuel mixture will start entering into the engine cylinder. Okay, now, so during the passage of the piston, what will happen? First, it will covers transfer port. Yes or no? It covers transfer port.
Yes, sir.
Then it covers exhaust port. The moment it covers exhaust port, then from that point onwards, the compression will start. Please understand, when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, first it uncovers inlet port, then it covers transfer port, then it covers exhaust port. The moment it covers exhaust port, that is the start of the compression. Then the further movement of the piston, compresses the air fuel mixture, and at the end of the compression stroke, now we can see the spark is injected. The spark is injected, thereby the combustion is initiated. Means I explained suction as well as the compression. Is it clear? When
Yes,
the
sir.
piston is moving from BDC to TDC, two operations are happening. One is the suction within the crankcase. Second one is compression within the engine cylinder. Again, I am telling, complete compression will not take within the engine cylinder. The partial compression will take place in the crankcase, and remaining compression, further compression is taking place in the engine cylinder. How the compression will take place in the crankcase, I'll explain now. So at the end of the compression, we know the spark is initiated electrically, thereby the combustion is started. Due to the high pressure and temperature, the piston will be pushed downward direction. So when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, what will happen? What will happen when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC? First, it uncovers exhaust port. Yes or no?
Yes.
First, it uncovers exhaust port. Till that time, that is the expansion stroke. Till it uncovers the exhaust port from here to here, this is the expansion or power stroke. The moment it uncovers the exhaust port, then we can say that exhaust is started. The exhaust is started, and after within the exhaust, now the transfer port is opened. You can see when the exhaust is started, after immediately the transfer port is uncovered, nothing but transfer port is open, the air fuel mixture will enter into the engine cylinder. Now this movement of the piston, what will happen? Will compress the air fuel mixture present inside the crankcase. That's the reason I told partial compression of the air fuel mixture will take place within this crankcase. Okay, means during the return stroke of the piston, power stroke is completed, then exhaust is started. Right, within the exhaust, transfer port is opened. Once the transfer port is opened, what will happen? The air fuel mixture under pressure will enter into the engine cylinder. Do you observe any shape over the piston over here?
Yes, sir. Curvy shape.
Yeah, curved shape. We can call it as piston crown. We can call it as piston crown, right? Some shape is there. The main purpose is why? Because here within the exhaust port, transfer port is open. Agree? Within the exhaust port, transfer port is open, means exhaust port and transfer port both are opened simultaneously. Okay, suppose there are two reasons for this one, for this piston crown, some hoop structure. One reason is if there is no crown over here, the charge that is entering into the engine cylinder, that may escape through the transfer port. There may be chances that some part of the air fuel mixture can escape to the atmosphere through the exhaust port. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Because both
Yes, sir.
the ports are opened simultaneously, there may be chances of escaping the air fuel mixture through the exhaust port without burning. That is the one reason. The second reason is This act as a deflector. Therefore, the incoming air fuel mixture will hit here and it will deflect upward direction. Okay, when once this air fuel mixture will deflect upward direction, right? So this air fuel mixture is having higher density compared to the exhaust. What it contains the engine cylinder at this time? At the end of the exhaust, at the end of the expansion, this is exhaust gases. These exhaust gases are having lighter in weight, they are having lighter density as compared to air fuel mixture. This air fuel mixture deflected upwards will push these gases outwards through the exhaust port. This operation is called scavenging. Scavenging is the process of removing the burnt gases from the engine cylinder. Very, very important. Scavenging phenomenon is very, very important in case of two-stroke engine, because complete removal of the exhaust gases will not take place until the scavenging is completed. Okay, means the scavenging is the process of removing the burnt gases from the engine cylinder through the exhaust port. How it is happening? Through the fresh charge entering into the engine cylinder, and this piston crown will help for that purpose. This act as a deflector. It will deflect the fresh charge upward direction, and this charge is having higher density that will push the lower density gases outside of the engine cylinder. Right, now during the upward motion, right, during the, now this is the downward motion, right? Now during a return stroke of the piston, that is BDC to TDC, first it covers transfer port. Means I can say that suction is completed within the engine cylinder. Earlier suction takes place in the crankcase. Through the transfer port, the charge is entering into the engine cylinder, right? So as I can say that after opening the exhaust port, transfer port is open. Means here actual suction started, and till what portion it is completed. Now after during return stroke of the piston, first transfer port is closed. Means suction is completed. Then exhaust port is closed. Then exhaust stroke is completed. Means I can say that within the exhaust stroke, suction is started and closed. Agree? Within the exhaust port, means exhaust port is open, transfer port is open, then transfer port is closed, then exhaust port is closed. Means exhaust port is open and closed. From here to here, it is the exhaust what we call exhaust stroke. Within this exhaust, suction is started and suction is closed. That is, you should remember. I can say that like it's valve overlap, right? And then after that, compression, then power stroke, then exhaust, again suction. Like this, the cycle will repeat. Any doubt?
Sir, can you explain
Sir.
again?
Yeah, please tell me. Again, I should explain.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me. Yeah, right now. Now you can see here, the piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. This is TDC and this is BDC. Now at this point of time, which port is opened, which port is closed? Tell me.
Exhaust port is open.
Exhaust port is
transfer port is
open,
closed.
and inlet as well as transfer ports are closed. Right now, right
Yes,
now,
sir.
when it is open, tell me exhaust port. When this exhaust port is open,
At
in the
BDC.
in the previous stroke, when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, exhaust port is open. Immediately after exhaust port, transfer port is opened. Agree? Right now, the same piston, when it is moving from TDC to BDC, exhaust port is opened. After that, immediately transfer port is opened. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now means already exhaust stroke is started, as well as suction into the engine cylinder is started, because the piston, you can see this is the position of the piston at the end. Means both the ports are opened. Now the piston is moving upward direction. When the piston is moving upward direction, it closes transfer port. Means suction is completed. Means the charge entering into the engine cylinder is stopped. Right now, immediately now further movement of the piston. Let us say now this is the position of the piston. This is the position of the piston. The further movement of the piston will closes exhaust port means the exhaust is completed. Now the further movement of the piston, what is happening here? This is the compression. This is the compression stroke. At the end of the compression, the spark is injected, thereby the combustion is initiated and high pressure temperature gases push the piston downward direction. During the return stroke of the piston, that is moving from top dead center to bottom dead center, first it uncovers exhaust port, means till this point, this is the power stroke. From top dead center to the until the opening of exhaust port, it is the it is a expansion or power stroke. The moment it uncovers the exhaust port, nothing but exhaust is opened. Immediately it uncovers the transfer port, suction is also started. Means why the transfer port is opened within the exhaust port? I told two reasons, right? So that is due to this piston crown. To remove the burnt gases completely from the engine cylinder, the transfer port is opened within the exhaust port to remove the burnt gases completely. This process is called scavenging process. During this time, whatever the charge present inside the crankcase will be compressed. Right now. So right now, during the return stroke, it creates vacuum. Therefore, the fresh charge will admitted into the crankcase. Again, it covers the transfer port. Then it covers the exhaust port. Then compression, power stroke. Then suction, compression. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Will the lubricating oil?
Where the lubricating oil?
Sir, no, sir. Will the lubricating oil participate in combustion, or it will
That's
stay
what.
in crankcase?
No. This along with the air plus petrol, I told we are mixing lubricating oil, right? So therefore, here into when through the transfer port, air plus petrol plus lubricating oil will enter, and that lubricating oil also will burn within the engine cylinder. That is the reason you are getting smoke as the exhaust. If you burn the oil, you will get the smoke. Okay, that is the reason for two-stroke engine you are getting exhaust as the smoke. We are burning lubricating oil literally. Some portion of the lubricating oil will be used for the lubrication between the piston and cylinder, and some of the lubricating oil we are burning here. How much amount of lubricating oil we need to mix? That is depends upon 2 to 3% of the petrol. 2 to 3% of the petrol we need to add the lubricating oil. And one more reason, we are burning the lubricating oil within the combustion chamber. So therefore, what will happen? Some what we call some carbon deposits are formed over the piston. Therefore, maintenance is more, not only over the piston, over the cylinder walls, that will block the passage of the piston. It is like mud. It is like a thick gum like material will be formed because of burning of the lubricating oil. That is the reason maintenance is more for the two-stroke engine. Is working is clear? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
So, what is the driving force for the air fuel mixture as it has to travel from crankcase to the combustion chamber through
That's
the transport?
what. Yes. Now I told during the return stroke of the piston, partial because when the piston is moving downward direction, it will closes transfer port, right now. It will closes the exhaust port, again it will closes transfer port, again it will closes inlet port. What will happen when the piston is moving downward direction? When it is completely closed, inside what will happen? Inside the crankcase, partial compression will take place.
Yes, sir.
Due to that, the pressure of air fuel mixture will be increased. That pressure is sufficient to move the air fuel mixture into the engine cylinder. Means the partial compression will take place within the crankcase. Remaining compression will take place within the engine cylinder.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you one cut section. It is available in our college.
Sir, do we have two-stroke diesel engine also?
Yes, we have two-stroke diesel engine also. Now you can see here, this is the cut section of 4-stroke diesel engine. Okay, this is the cut section of 4-stroke diesel engine. Now tell me, what is this one? What is this portion?
Piston, sir.
Very good.
Piston.
Very good. This portion is the piston. Again, you can see there are grooves over here. 1, 2, 3 grooves at the top.
Piston rings.
One groove at the bottom, right? Now, right. So their piston rings are fixed, right? Again, piston rings are of two types: compression rings and oil rings. Piston rings are two types: compression rings and oil rings, right? At the top, these rings are called compression rings. These rings are called oil rings. Okay, so the purpose of compression rings are not to allow the products of combustion into the crankcase. This is our chamber, lubricating chamber. Yes or no? We can call it as crankcase. Means it prevent to not to enter the gases because they are under high pressure. These piston rings prevent them not to enter into the crankcase. And this oil ring purpose is this oil ring like this. We have oil rings. Within this periphery, there are certain grooves over the oil rings. Within these grooves, they carry the lubricating oil, and that will be used as a lubricator between the piston and cylinder. That is the one reason. And second reason is it won't allow the lubricating oil to enter into the engine cylinder. That is the reason we have two set of rings: compression ring and oil rings. Okay. Now you can see over here, what is this one?
Connecting rod.
Connecting rod. And this is the crank. And you can see here 1, 2. These two are called counterweights or balancing weights. Counterweights are balancing weights. Why? Because the velocity of the piston is not at all uniform. We already studied in air compressor. At the top dead center and at the bottom dead center, literally the velocity is 0 right now. Therefore, the piston is subjected to fluctuating velocity. In order to balance that, we need to maintain some counterweights, right? Now, this is what? This is flywheel. You can see how much big it is for one cylinder engine. For one cylinder engine, how much big it is, right? Now you can, it's not clear actually. Here we have camshaft. Maybe in next figure it will be clear. We have, now you can see, I think you can see two gears over here. This is 1, this is 2. Can you observe, all of you? One gear is mounted. One gear is mounted over this shaft. Other gear is mounted over the camshaft. Now, which gear is looking like bigger in size?
The second
Upper
one.
one.
Second gear means the gear mounted on the camshaft is having double the number of teeth, right? Let us say if the crankshaft is 50 teeth, the camshaft is having 100 teeth. Therefore, the speed is exactly half. Okay, na? If it rotates 2 RPM, let us say example, it rotates only 1 RPM, the speed reduction. Okay, right. Next figure it will be clear. Maybe. Yes, I told. Now you can see this is a cylinder liner. This is the cylinder liner, and we can see one valve over here and one more valve over here. Okay, and what are these rods? These rods are called push rods. Yes or no? These rods are called push rods. So how these push rods are operated? Anyone please tell me? How these push rods are operated? With help of camshaft. You can see, please, can you observe here? One end of the push rod is here. Other two push rods are there. These are the ends of the push rod, and you can see cam over here. You can see 3 cams over here. Please tell me. One projection here. Second projection is down. This is third projection. This is your camshaft, right? When crank rotates, the gear mounted on the crankshaft will rotate. Means the crank gear is coupled to the camshaft gear. When the camshaft gear rotates, this camshaft will also rotate. Therefore, this projection once hit here, this push rod will move upward direction. This one, this push rod will move upward direction. Thereby, this valve will open. You can see this is the top view of the push rods. You can see these are the push rods. Here we have valves over here. Okay, na? This is the push rod for exhaust valve. Here, this is a push rod for inlet valve. This is the inlet valve, and this is the exhaust valve. And this is the oil filter. Okay, and you can see this is the top view of the piston. This is called crown of the piston. there is a cavity over here. Okay, there is a cavity over here. There is the reason behind this one is to create the turbulence. To create the turbulence means where during the compression stroke, when the piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center, this portion will create turbulence, right? Now this portion will create turbulence, means whirl, so that the moment the diesel fuel is injected into the engine cylinder, it will mix in no time, means the diesel should mix with high pressure and high temperature air, thereby the self ignition of the diesel will takes place, or auto ignition of the diesel will takes place. Okay, na? Right, this is the actually cutoff valve, means if you press this lever this direction, the fuel supply is seized. This is the fuel filter, okay, and thereby the engine stops. We can see this is the fuel injector. This is the fuel injector. From here it will be injected into the engine cylinder. Yeah, please ask me. Yes, somebody asking. Okay, now. Yes. Roll number 34, mute your mic. Roll number 34, mute your mic. Okay, right. Here you can see cut section of two-stroke engine that is available in our college. Okay.
Sir, can you show the carburetor?
Carburetor.
Yes, sir, of 4-stroke engine.
Carburetor is not there. Just now I explained diesel engine.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, now this is petrol engine. Okay. Right. Sorry. Right. This is the two-stroke petrol engine. This is, you can see, can you see the port over here?
Yes, sir.
That is the exhaust port.
Yes, sir.
And can you see one more port over here?
Transfer port. Sir.
Transfer port. And one more port from here. This is inlet port. Okay, means below we have crankcase. Below we have crankcase, right? When the piston is moving downward direction, first it uncovers exhaust port, then it uncovers transfer port, then it uncovers inlet port. Right now means exhaust stroke is started, within that suction is started. Return stroke of the piston will close the transfer port, thereby suction is completed. Further it will close the exhaust port, exhaust is completed. From here again compression, then power stroke, then exhaust, below compression and suction. This is two-stroke engine. This is the connecting rod. Now we can see exhaust port is opened. Yes or no? Exhaust port is opened, and you can see over the piston there is a crown, but for diesel engine there is a cavity, but for petrol engine there is a crown. It is a convex shape for petrol engine. For diesel engine we have concave shape. Okay, now the exhaust is open. Now further movement of the piston will uncover the transfer port, thereby the charge will enter into the engine cylinder, that will push the gases away. Then it covers the return stroke, it covers the transfer port, then it covers the exhaust port. Once you come to the college, you can see physically. Is this okay? The working of two-stroke engine?
Yes, sir.
Right. This is actually four-stroke petrol engine. Four-stroke petrol engine, right? So normally this is a piston rings. We have valves over here. Okay. And valves are also, I think one figure it is there. Yeah, you can see valves. This is the exhaust valve and this is the suction valve. These valves are connected to a carburetor actually. The carburetor is not taken. This is the connecting rod. This is the crank. This is the gear over the crankshaft. This is the gear over the camshaft.
Sir, in 4-stroke engine, we are putting the oil now, sir.
In 4-stroke engine, oil, there will be dedicated crankcase. Within the crankcase, we are
Yes, sir.
pouring the lubricating oil. Here you can see one opening.
In 2-stroke engine, we are putting or not, sir? The oil.
In 2-stroke engine, along with the petrol, we are mixing the lubricating oil. Along with the petrol, we are mixing the lubricating oil. Okay. Again in petrol
Okay, sir.
engine, for some of the engines, there will be separate lubricating oil. We won't mix with the petrol. According to the petrol, the lubricating oil will be mixed further. Maybe I think for Suzuki Samurai, we won't mix lubricating oil with the petrol. There will be separate lubricating oil portion will be there. There we are pouring. Huh? Sorry?
2T, sir. That lubricant name is 2T.
That's what. 2T oil. That's what. For 2-stroke engine, we will use 2T oil only. Okay. Right. Now port timing diagram. Theoretical and actual, it's not wall. It is the 2-stroke engine. For 2-stroke engine, we should call it as port timing diagram. Right now. So that 4 strokes of the engine can be completed in one revolution of the crank. Therefore, we will be having only 360-degree. In 360-degree, and we need to complete 4 operations. But physically, we can see only 2 strokes. That is only expansion stroke for 180 and compression for 180. Expansion for 180 and compression for 180. This is theoretical or ideal case. But actual case, if you see, if you try to imagine the figure, that normal cut section, what I explained, when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, when observe carefully, when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, what is happening? First, what it will closes? Please imagine and tell me. When the piston is moving from bottom dead center,
Port, sir.
first it will
Inlet
closes
ports.
transfer port, right?
Inlet port.
No, transfer port. Observe carefully. See, when the
No,
piston
sir.
is moving from TDC to BDC, first it will closes transfer port, then it will closes exhaust port. Right. Mute your mic. Right. Roll number 42. Right. So therefore, when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, first it covers transfer port, then it covers exhaust port. Then further movement, what will happen? It will create vacuum in the crankcase, thereby inlet port is opened. Try to understand. When the piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center, first transfer port is open, then transfer port is closed, then exhaust port is closed, then further movement it will create vacuum, thereby inlet port is opened. Air fuel mixture will enter into the crankcase. Right. So the moment it closes exhaust port, which stroke is starting? The moment it closes exhaust port, I can say it is compression. Agree? It is the compression. At the end of the compression, almost 20 degrees before TDC, we are injecting the spark. Thereby the combustion is initiated. And when the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, what will happen? Downside of the piston, pressure rises will take place and inlet port is closed. Here, look here, this inlet port, the piston need not to cover or uncover. There is separate dedicated valve will be there. You can see there is dedicated valve. It will open and close, depends upon the pressure difference. Yes or no? This opening and closing is not with help of the piston. The inlet port opening and closing, there will be dedicated valve will be there within the portion, within the passage, and due to the pressure difference, it will open and close. Getting or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This dedicated valve will operate based on the difference of the pressure. It's not opening and closing with help of piston. This piston only for exhaust port and transfer port. And due to the pressure difference created by the movement of the piston, this valve will open and close. That is the reason when the piston is moving from top dead center to bottom dead center, this inlet port is closed, because once the pressure rises above the atmosphere, because the downward motion of the piston will create compression within the crankcase that increases the pressure above the atmosphere, thereby the inlet port will be closed. Further movement of the piston, the exhaust port is open. Till here it is the expansion. After combustion it is the expansion. Once the exhaust port is opened, I can say this is the exhaust stroke. Within the exhaust port, again transfer port is opened. The transfer port opening to closing, during this passage, what will happen? The exhaust gases from the engine cylinder will be removed from the engine, and the engine is ready for the fresh charge. That operation is called scavenging operation. Means here 120 degrees is equally said here. This is 60 degree and this is 60 degree, and this 140 degree is also equally said, and this is 70 degree, and this angle is also 70 degree. The total angle for exhaust is 140. The total angle for scavenging is 120 degree. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear na?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's what exhaust port is opened 70 degrees before, closes 70 degrees after. Transfer port 60 before, 60 after. Within this exhaust port, transfer port is opening and closing. Inlet port opens 50 degrees before TDC, closes after TDC. Okay, na? That is for petrol engine, and in the same way for the diesel engine also. So what are the differences between petrol and diesel engine? During the suction stroke, air plus petrol will be admitted into the engine cylinder, into the crankcase in case of petrol engine, but in case of diesel engine, only air will be admitted. And during the combustion process, spark is admitted in petrol engine. Here fuel is injected in diesel engine. Remaining everything will be same. Right, so you can see when it is moving from TDC to BDC to TDC, first it covers transfer port, then it covers, so means transfer port closes, exhaust port closes, then compression. At the end of the compression, diesel is sprayed, thereby the combustion is initiated due to that high pressure temperature gases. Then expansion, the expansion continues till it uncovers the exhaust port, means exhaust port is open. So exhaust port is open means that is the exhaust stroke. Within the exhaust stroke, transfer port is also open. This is for the reason of scavenging. Right. So if you see there earlier 140 and 120 degree, 140 is for exhaust and 120 is for the suction, nothing but scavenging process. But here it is 160 and 120. Right, scavenging is 120, but exhaust is increased, that is 160 degree. Around 20 to 25 degrees before TDC, the fuel is injected. Okay, so this is about the diesel engine. So 80 degrees before, after, and transfer port open 60 degrees before and 60 degrees after.